You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Got the clap.
All right, here we are, man. Episode, I think this is 11, hey?
It's been 11 already.
I think so.
Time flies.
Yeah. I think the last one we put up was 10, I think. I even got an email from, I don't know, the hosting thing that we use, saying, hey, congratulations, you did 10 episodes.
Congrats, you've stuck with it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
That's good.
Not a burnout yet.
Not yet. Give it time.
Episode 11. How's things?
Things are good.
Yeah?
Yeah, how are things with you?
Good.
What'd you do today?
Well, before we get to that, should we do like the whole, this is what the podcast is? This is very just mumbly jumbly so far.
It's so mumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what's a podcast?
Well, you tell me.
I don't know. All right, dude. How do I stay motivated?
No. I mean, like, what is the...
Yeah, isn't that what it is?
No, okay. I mean, like, what's the podcast called? Because you know how we're supposed to do, like, this is the blah, 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 where we talk about blah, 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 blah.
Fair enough. I'm just assuming that they clicked on Fit4Moto podcast and downloaded it.
How
and
dare
now
you? How dare you? Okay.
I just didn't want to insult the intelligence of our fine listeners and viewers.
Good save. So you have yet to do it, though. You have yet to do one of the, hey, everyone, blah, 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 blah. So let's see right off the top of your head. Let's see if you can pull this off.
No.
Okay, go. Your shoulders are shaking like a monkey. Yeah?
Hi, everyone. This is
That
Rick.
sounds way too much like BBC radio with low monotones.
This is the BBC radio.
This is the BBC radio station. We talk about the local news and everything that's been good. We're going over to Chris, who's going to talk about sports.
Hi, sports
And
ball.
the one baseball player hit a fly ball
Wow.
over to left field. I don't know. That must be a thing. I don't really play sports.
There's got to be a fly ball.
I'm assuming that's a thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like we're probably past the intro point now, but do you want to do it anyway?
Sure, let's go.
Okay, let's roll the intro. Okay, here we are, man. This here is the Fit4Moto podcast where we talk about all things motocross related, life stuff, training, fitness, everything as it relates to bikes and kind of beyond. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought I was going to do the intro.
Well, you kind of left me hanging there.
I was so good to go.
Okay, hold on. Let's do it again. Okay, hold on. Yeah, no, you're on the spot now. Okay.
I can't follow that.
We're going to count
Definitely
down.
can't follow
Everyone
that.
who's listening or watching, Rick is going to do the intro. Oh, I kind of just did it too, so you kind of know what you're supposed to say now.
Well, yeah, and you did such a good job. It's going to be no, I can't follow that up.
Just give me a real quick on the fly, just ba 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 ba.
Bop, bop, bop. Hey everybody, Rick here with Fit4Moto Podcast. Here with my co-host,
Yes,
Mitch Robinson
Hey.
from Fit4Moto.
Fit for mom.
Fit for
Name
Mom.
of your sex tape. Oh boy, I can see this one's already starting off to be shambles.
It's devolved. Yep.
I'm tempted to just hit stop and start again, but we're just gonna roll with it.
Where's the delete button?
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we do like to have a silly goose time, and that's what we started this whole thing for. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. So Pod Ep11.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been since we done the last one? It's been a week or two since we did one.
Yeah, been good. Yeah, not a whole lot going on. I got to try riding up a hill.
You did,
Yeah.
and you crushed it.
Ooh,
You did really good.
took a few tries.
That's okay. It takes me tries too.
Yeah, it was a blast. So that was my first time ever riding outside of a track.
Yeah. That was
So,
wicked.
Yeah, it was great to have you and Tyler there coaching and
And then you just crushed that log like it was no big deal.
oh yeah, I like to crush logs.
I bet you do. You stomp them down the drain, probably. Weirdo. Yeah. So that was good. Like that was your first time ever riding in the like, because I know, didn't you do like sledding and quadding and stuff before?
Yeah.
You did, eh? And just you never had a bike out then for that stuff?
No bikes. Yeah, it's always been sleds or quads.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was my first time.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. They did really good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go out again.
Only fell down like 9 or 10 times, but
That's still half as what I did today, so you're good.
Yeah, you actually went up a big hill though.
Yeah, so did you.
Yeah,
You did, yeah. That was wicked, and
big
it was
for me.
It was all like super loose and rocky, so it was a tough climb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did really good.
Yeah, oh, thanks. It's definitely work. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's one of the other parts I like about the off road stuff too. Is moto is obviously moto's fitness too, but but I like with the off road stuff the physical nature of it for hours and hours on end. Like I like jumping on that struggle bus, man, and I want to ride that thing the whole time.
Dude, I couldn't believe how hard it was just moving the bike around once you fall off and you're on a hill. It just wants to slide down.
Totally. Yeah. It's quite hard, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. So what else do you notice about my head?
You got a sweet hat.
Yeah. So for the people that are just listening and not watching on the channel, YouTube channel, we got a couple hats here. They're we're sporting some Canadian theme. Now, caveat, not available yet, right?
No.
Just kind of testers.
Yeah.
So yours is kind of camo.
It's a black multicam.
Yeah, it actually looks really sick too. I like that.
Lots of colors, so you could get some greens, take them out hunting if you want.
Hunting. I like that. Show the deer who's boss. You ride.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, deer, I ride.
They respect that.
Yeah. And the one I have on is like a red and black plaid, I guess, is probably the best way to put it, right?
Yeah.
Very Canadian.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I dig that. That's pretty cool. So hopefully we're going to have some of these up at some point here. We'll try and get some out because I dig them. I think they're wicked.
Yeah, they're nice hats.
I do like the classic hats as well. Mm-hmm. But I'm digging the Canadian vibes too.
Yeah, the flex fit too. They fit great.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So EP11, we're going to talk about kind of how to stay motivated and stay consistent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think that's something people can probably relate a lot to. Is I think everyone runs into that at some point, right? Like at some point you're training, whether that's, in a gym or you're running or you're just riding your bike or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people can really relate to that, losing that motivation sometimes, and you just, sometimes you just can't convince yourself to do it. Right? Oh,
for sure. It happens with me quite a bit. So it can be a struggle to find a reason to get after it again.
Yeah. And so, let's just dig right into it. So is that one of the things that you do, is you find a reason, or like what is your deal? Like, how do you obviously you've been working out for a long time and that kind of stuff, but how do you stay consistent, or how do you stay motivated? Like, how do you not do months at a time where you don't work out?
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. It's something that I know I should be doing, and I feel guilty when I don't, but I'm pretty good at convincing myself every once in a while not to. So, I try and give myself a little break here and there, but at the end of the day, I have to. I know I have to. I know I should be doing it. So,
right.
Yeah.
So what does that conversation look like? So if someone's listening to this, I'm not sure who does, but anyway, I'm kidding. I appreciate everyone. You know that. But if someone's listening to this, what does that conversation look like in your head? Like what kind of things can they say? Hey, I like that line. Maybe that's something I can use, or I like that quote, or whatever, Oh
man, it's nothing fancy, nothing good. It's just me,
just grunting, just grunting,
a little bit of grunting. I'm just hard on myself. Like, quit being lazy. This is something you should be doing. You need to get stronger. You need to be healthy. You want to ride, so working out helps with that. I've also got a family, so I want to be healthy for my family as well, and just for myself. So it's me just kind of getting after myself and saying, no, it's something you need to do. So get to the gym.
Yeah, and that's a really good point too. Like you just touched on, it's not being lazy. I feel like we could dance around this a whole bunch, but aside from somebody who medically or physically has an issue and they can't, right? Like I get that.
Yeah.
We're talking just the average Joe Blow here. Let's be honest. A lot of it comes down to laziness, right?
Oh, dude, for myself, it's 100% laziness. It's an option of, hey, I can stay in the kitchen and eat nachos.
Ooh, I like that option.
Totally. And that's so tempting for me. Or I can play video games. I can just relax. I'm tired. Or I can go expend a whole bunch of energy and be exhausted and not get to do something something else that I want to do.
Yeah.
So it's just pure laziness when I choose not to.
Yeah, totally. And I think a lot of people can relate to that for sure. But I think, if you identify it right off the hop and say, okay, look, I'm not bedridden. I'm not in a hospital. I'm not fresh out of surgery. I'm not any of these things. There's literally nothing physically stopping me from doing this. Right. And, like you touched on all the benefits, you want to stay healthy for yourself or for riding to improve that or for your family. I mean, on and on and on the list goes. Right. I think that's a good one is to stop and say, look, I'm just being lazy. I'm being a lazy asshole. I need to get up and get going. Right?
Totally. And we have to realize how lucky we are that we're healthy enough that we can go do that.
Totally.
Because there will come a point in our lives where we won't be able to. We physically won't be able to.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I have a really good example of that. So for me personally, I don't mind running, but I'm really not good at it. I'm not built for it. Like, I came off the assembly line looking like a hippo dude, and it just like my calves are not runner's calves. I'm heavy. Like I'm not built for long distance running. I'm not, right? I'm built for strength, and that's the way it is. A lot of people probably think I do a ton of heavy lifting and stuff. I don't, dude. I run and I do CrossFit. Like I stopped doing heavy training a long, long time ago. My body just is built to be a certain way, right?
Yeah, and I can vouch for that. Like, I worked out with you how many times, and I don't see you getting under a bench and moving big weight or doing huge squats like you.
Yeah. And I just kind of stay looking like a bodybuilder. I'm just physically, my genetics dictate that I should have a muscle tissue, right? Yep. The same way that some people, their genetics dictate they need to be tall, I'm short. So, I can kind of relate to some of that. So like I enjoy running. I enjoy the physical aspect because I like being tired, but it's not easy for me. I'm very rough when I run. Like I'm not smooth. My joints start to hurt, blah, blah, blah. Right.
I hear you. Like when I run, I am pounding pavement, literally.
Yeah,
like
totally, dude. Yeah. It's like, again, to me, it's like a hippo running, like totally not made for it, man.
8K, 10K later, like shins hurt, ankles hurt, everything hurts.
Absolutely. Yeah. But going back to what you said and trying to enjoy it, I've kind of taken note where, especially if I'm running in the summertime and I'm running outside, I'll do this. I'll look up at the sun while I'm running and feel the sun on my face and take a deep breath and remind myself, dude, you're out going for a run right now. You are so lucky that you have the ability and the opportunity to do this right now. Don't waste it. Now, that doesn't mean I need to put the hammer down and try and kill myself running, but just be in that moment. Be in that moment of, I'm super lucky getting to do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, definitely. Try and enjoy it the best that you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the big, I guess, tricks for, not really a trick. It's just something that I've kind of developed, I guess, over the years. And this might not be for everybody, but for me, training now, whether that's going for a run that I don't want to do, right? Because it hurts.
Yep.
And it really is. And you can probably relate to this. It really is like running with a 50, 60 pound weight vest, dude. Like all that muscle tissue up top, right? It's literally like running with a weight vest. So it's harder to open your lungs, right? There's more weight going up and down. But even when I'm doing that stuff, to me, it's non-negotiable. So I don't have an argument with myself. That doesn't happen. The only time I actually ever will do that is when I should be taking a break and I know I should be, right? Gotcha. So if something's starting to hurt and I need to back off a little bit, or, so for example, I just recently had one of the tendons in my feet got pissed off when I was out running, and it like now said, you're done right now, dude. And it felt like someone took a ball peen hammer and just whacked the top of my foot like instantly. Ouch. It was like, my foot was like, you're done running. So I stopped. But then, I just, this distracted me because it sounded like...
You're talking like an Italian, throwing your arms all over the place, and it's like you're playing the guitar off the spring.
Like an Italian. Bada-da-bibi, bida-da-baba.
We'll go eat the pasta, the spaghetti,
the spaghettiatinis. But even then, so I had that foot thing going on, so my body said, okay, you're done. So then I thought, okay, well, if I can't run, I got to find another form of cardio that I'm going to do to take the place of it while my foot heals up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But it was never an argument with myself about wanting to do it. It was an argument of, dude, you need to stop right now and and deal with this, right? So any argument I ever have is the opposite. It's forcing myself to stop. And I think that's because I've developed the ability to kind of rule out any other option, honestly. Like, I don't have an argument with myself when I wake up to say, should I run or should I work out or should I do all these different things? It's happening. So my mind immediately knows, don't even bother, dude, because he ain't listening to it, right? And maybe not everyone can do that. But for me, that's what works. And it's become such a part of me. That's why there's no negotiation there. It's happening. And there's, a lot of days where I really don't feel like it. I do not feel like working out. I do not feel like running. I just want to sit on the couch and watch TV or edit videos or do whatever it is, anything but get my heart rate up, right? And I never let that side of me win, ever.
Good. So with that being said, have you ever gone for a workout, gone for a run, and not felt good after? Because I know for myself, like, I'll fight with myself. I'll get to the gym. I'll get outside for a run. For the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to do it. And then it just hits me. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And then I'm just so pumped to be out there. And then I finish happy that I did it.
I would say that that's the vast majority of the time, but I'd be lying if I said that there wasn't some times where I get done and I'm like, you know what? That sucked ass the entire time. No part of that was fun. Like, I'll get back after I go out for a run, I'll get back to the steps of the house and I'll sit down and be like, yep, that sucked the entire way. Now
at least you're honest about it.
Totally.
I appreciate that.
Totally. Like, now am I happy that I did it? Right? Yes. I'm proud of myself that I went out and I dug through the trenches for however long that run was. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that it's over. Right. But yeah, there are days where I get doing it and I'm like, it just does not get better. Right. And my body's like, oh dude, just stop right now and walk home. Like, there's times, dude, where I have the other side of my head is going, just walk, just stop and walk. It's starting to hurt. Like, your calves hurt, your Achilles tendons hurt, your knees hurt, your hips are on fire. Just stop and walk home. Right. So yeah, when I get home, I sit down on the steps and I'm like, yeah, that sucked, man. That sucked hard.
Yeah.
But I don't let it win. So for me, that's one of the things that I do is just, it's non-negotiable. It's going to happen. Right. Yeah.
Gotcha. So for the normal people in the world who aren't like you, do you have any suggestions, recommendations? What can we do when we are having that struggle to get to the gym, to get out for a run, to go out riding, or just do anything like that?
I think there's, people are motivated by different things, I think, right? So I think there's a couple, I guess, tips or tricks or whatever that you can do. And depending on how you are as a person and what you find helps, there can be different things that help. So one would be like, be goal driven. So have a goal, right?
Okay.
Now, here's the thing too about a goal. Like, I don't mean, write on your calendar, by the end of the month, I want to lose 10 pounds or something, right? It has to be a very tangible goal to you.
Okay.
And I hate using the SMART goals. You ever heard of those before?
It sounds like it rings a bell. I'm trying to think of where I heard it.
Specific, measurable, achievable results and timely done.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I personally, I hate those. I hate saying it like that.
Do they work though?
I maybe for some people, right? Maybe for some people, but I don't like putting constraints on it like that. For me, when I have a goal, it has to be something in me that truly wants that. So if you come up and you say, hey dude, I want to lose 10 pounds. That's not specific enough. Now I know that that's part of the SMART thing, but the reason I say that is because there's nothing in your mind that's going to make you click and go, deep down inside me, there's something that's going to drive me to do this. Because when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to be like, yeah, that's a nice goal, but there's nothing inside you that's hungry to get after it.
Gotcha. So you really have to have a desire to obtain or achieve whatever that goal is.
Absolutely. There has to be some serious, I hate to use the word motivation, but there has to be something about that goal that's going to pull and push you along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's lots of days where you need something to pull or push you, right? Not every day is created equal. Some days are harder than others. You're tired, you're not in a great mood, whatever it is, life happens.
Yep.
And sometimes you need those. So I would say if it is goal, and dude, this is just my experience, right? So take that for whatever it's worth. But for me, when I have a goal, it has to be something. So here's a good example, the outliers, right? So I said I was going to do it, right? And I'm like, okay, I need to be be as ready as I can for this event, whether that's, super amazing or maybe not so great. But either way, I'm going to do whatever I can to be ready for it, right? Mm-hmm. So that was a goal I set. So I had to go out and start training for that. And I don't mean necessarily physically training, but training on the bike,
Mm-hmm.
So that was enough for me to really want to get out there and get after it, because I knew the date's coming and I said I was going to do it and I want to be a man of my word. So we better get out and get training.
Yeah.
Even though when I'm at the track, all I want to go do is pound out motos. And here I am trying to figure out how to get over a stupid log.
Yeah, but that makes perfect sense, because you set that goal, you committed to it, and that's what push or pulls you away from the track and onto the enduro stuff.
Yep, absolutely. And so that actually leads me into another one I think would be really good too, which is celebrate little wins, right? Make sure that you give yourself a high five every time you get something done. Okay. Now, I'm not saying every pound you lose,
go eat a bucket of chicken.
Totally.
Gain 2 pounds.
Right?
Yeah.
But a good way of putting it is give yourself a high five for, hey, I got up and I did that workout. Give yourself a high five, man.
Yeah.
And really pat yourself on the back for that.
Okay.
And I think consciously think about that. Consciously think to yourself, man, I did good today.
Yeah, I like that. Celebrate the small wins, the small victories.
Yeah. Yeah. And kind of on the heels of that, I would say reward yourself. So good example again, if I'm out doing enduro cross, right, I'll go out and do, however many laps of enduro cross for 20 minutes or whatever. I'll take a break, go out and do it again. Mm-hmm. And then I think to myself, okay, when I get done all the work on this enduro cross, right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do a moto for 15, 20 minutes where I'm just riding to have fun.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go fast. I'm going to take all the fun lines. I'm going to do some jumps. I'm going to just do the moto thing that I really, really love, but I've got to put in the work first. So I would say same thing. If you're having trouble staying motivated, find a way to reward yourself afterwards. And I say that with a caveat of, don't binge eat or something like that, right? It has to be something within reason, but I think that's a pretty powerful tool to help.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like a healthy reward. Like you going to do laps on the track, that's healthy. That's good for you. So
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to have to try and implement that a little bit more.
Yeah. And honestly, I've done that for a long, long time. Reward yourself. I heard a quote the other day that I really liked. And if I'm being honest, I don't know how I feel about it. I agree and I disagree, but the quote was, don't punish yourself by working out because of the foods you eat. So don't use exercise as a punishment because you ate something you shouldn't eat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So, and I can totally see a lot of people doing that for sure.
Oh, I've done it many times.
Yeah, and me too. There would be something I'm like, I know I went way overboard on the calories. Mm-hmm. Okay, I need to go grind out yet another workout, right? And it sucks.
Totally. Like I'll have my morning workout, I'll end up with Burger King for lunch. I'm like, okay, time for a second workout today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think you have to be careful with that too. Don't use something as a punishment because that creates this negative space surrounding it for you, right? Mm-hmm. I would rather reward yourself with something. So for example, I'm going to go out, say you go to the local CrossFit gym or you go out on a road cycle ride, whatever it is, right? That you're having trouble staying motivated to do. When you get out there and you do that, then you can reward yourself with something after. That may be in the form of food, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe you go get an ice cream cone. Maybe you get whatever it is that you're kind of craving that will give yourself that high five.
Yeah.
But you see how that switched? So instead of, okay, I ate that and I'm going to punish myself by working out, it's, I'm going to work out, get the work done, and then I'm going to reward myself.
Yeah, I've also found a few times, more than a few times, I'll go get an awesome workout in with the intention of just crushing some dirty food after, and I'll feel so good after that I'll be like, nah, do you know what? I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't want to offset all the good work that I've done.
Yeah, so legit, that's me today. So we went out and practiced what will be my last ride for the Outliers, doing some hills, and it was hard work, man. I screwed up a lot and I ended up pushing a lot and my heart rate was spiked a lot for hours and I burned thousands of calories.
Well, watching you showed me some of the videos before and you're deadlifting and dragging a bike up and man, that looks like
it's hard work, right? Yeah. So when I got back to the truck, I looked at my watch that tracks everything and I'm like, wow, I burnt a lot of calories. That was really good. And on the way home, I'm like, oh, I should reward myself with something, right?
Eat an entire Chinese food buffet.
Yes, I need to go to the buffet right now. But really, I'm thinking exactly like we've been talking about. I do practice these things where I want to reward myself or whatever. And I thought exactly, maybe I get Chinese food or something because I burned a ton of calories today, right? And I put in a lot of work. And but then exactly like you said, I was like, you know what? I just feel so good. I don't want to backpedal. You know what I mean? I don't want to go backwards.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm going to barbecue up some chicken. I'm going to have it on some greens and stuff, and it's going to taste amazing, right? And that's going to be my reward.
Nice.
Yeah. So I totally can relate to that too. Yeah. That's I literally I'm doing that today. Yeah.
I'm just running that through my head. Greens and amazing in the same sentence just doesn't work for me, man.
Well, I think part of it for me is I know what those do for my body. And so there's a bit of a reward in that for me. And I know a lot of people are like, well, broccoli sucks.
Totally.
And dude, I get it. Broccoli, spinach and stuff. I get it. Cindy and I get these little salad kit things, and one of them is a dill pickle, and I love dill pickle anything.
They're so good.
So one of them is a dill pickle salad kit, and dude, like I destroy that salad kit. Like the dill pickle seasoning on it is so good. Nice. So that was like some barbecue chicken on it. That is a reward for me.
What's a Cindy?
My wife.
Okay.
What's a Cindy? It's an inanimate object. Yeah. So that can be, and again, that's going to depend on everyone, right? There are definitely days where, I want the Chinese food. I want a burger. I want something that I know I probably shouldn't be having, but I do that. I reward myself. So I think that's an important thing to keep in mind if you're struggling.
Yeah. Just on a side note, it's crazy how much I tie rewards to food. Yes. Is that a normal thing?
I think it's a normal thing for people who are very exercise oriented. Okay. I would say. Yep. Because you're outputting all this energy, right? Naturally, your body's going to want to crave something to kind of replenish some stores. So we turn to food. And then we go through this whole chemical process of, well, I've earned it. Now I should get it. And your body's saying, well, you just burnt all the glycogen. Refill my stores. That means sugars, fats, all that kind of stuff, right? Yep. So I think that's a pretty normal thing for people who are quite into exercising. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I would say another thing is surround yourself with the right people.
Oh, that one's huge.
That's massive, right? Yeah. Now that can be in the form of like a community or whatever, but and we've all heard this, so I don't want to go on and on about a podcast about something that you can Google and get the same top 10 ways to stay motivated. I want to apply some real life stuff here. So for me personally, surrounding yourself with the right people, I'm not that big into going to, say, a CrossFit gym and being involved in that community. For me, fitness stuff, I can tend to be more of a lone wolf. I kind of like to do my own thing and push my body to the point I think it needs to be pushed to. Maybe some days it's more, some days it's less. But when I say surround yourself with the right people, maybe for some people that's a community, like our wives actually, right? Yep. They need that, like that CrossFit community. Personally, for me, surrounding yourself with the right people is people who are encouraging you. People who don't kind of self-project their own issues on you and try and demotivate you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that can be in your everyday life too. The people you work with, if you carpool with someone, the person who hands you your coffee in the morning, it can be a whole lot of different things. And I mean, we could probably do a whole nother podcast on surrounding yourself with the right people. But to me, that literally applies to every single thing you do in life, man. Everything you do in life, right? I mean, the videos that we do, the podcast, all that stuff, starting iRide. I mean, dude, nobody in my circle thought they're like, I would never do that, right? So if you listen to that group and their perception, it's probably going to hold you back a bit. So if you're surrounded by a bunch of people who aren't that motivated, right? Well, you'd be crazy to think that they're going to try and motivate you past themselves.
Oh, of course. And I'm sure for every major business or outstanding idea, there's always been a group of people that are like, that is so dumb, that'll never work. Yeah, why would you even try that?
Totally, dude. Totally. So making sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people, I think is uber important, because you have to keep in mind everyone's opinion about something. Okay. So whatever, let's take starting a business. If I go to you and I say, okay, here, Rick, I want to start this business. I want to do, I don't know, I'm going to do dry cleaning. I don't know, whatever, right? You're going to go back and you're going to recall all of your past experiences that have formed your perception of the world as we know it.
Totally. That's cool, Mitch, but I've never used a dry cleaner.
Right. Yeah,
Why would you want to start a dry cleaning business?
Totally,
Why don't you start something else?
And you're going to go back on all the people that you've ever interacted with growing up that have made these files in your head, and that's going to help form your perception of how you respond to me, right? So, the difference is if you're talking to somebody who's barely holding down a job, they go from job to job and they can't seem to keep one, or they're barely holding one down, they can hardly make their bills. And you go to them and you say, I have this idea about this business I want to start. They're going to go, yeah, okay, pick up your lunch pail and go to work.
Yeah.
But if you do take that same idea, go to somebody who's doing well in a business and say, hey, I have this idea. What do you think? They're going to be a lot more likely to help push you along.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've had that very same experience with a lot of things in life. So it just, not to kick a dead horse, but I feel like surrounding yourself with the right people literally can make or break anything.
Oh, of course.
You know?
Couldn't agree anymore.
Yeah, I think that's super important. So, and then another thing too for me, dude, is, and this can be used as like a metaphor, or call it what you want, but it certainly as it relates to like fitnessy type stuff. But stop looking in the damn mirror. Okay, now I'll use this first for say exercising, just because it's super common. People want to lose weight. If you go to lose weight, the results that you're seeing, or rather that you're getting day to day, will not be visible in a mirror. But if you go look in that damn mirror every night and you go, still look the same, and you grab a handful of the shit around your waist and go, still got that, right? You do that for 2 months, you're like, I'm not getting anywhere.
Totally, but you take a before picture, you take an after picture, you look at one and then compare that to 3 months down the road and you're like, dang, I made some improvement.
Absolutely.
But if you look every day, the changes are so minuscule that you'll never think you're going anywhere.
Absolutely. And again, I think that applies to not just exercise, but a lot of things in life. And, looking in the mirror can just be seen as a metaphor for it. But, dirt bike riding is the same way, dude. If you go, if you're constantly doing lap times on yourself and you check that every single day, you're not going to see that much of a change. Like, life doesn't work that way, right? No. There's fluctuations. You slept less, you're less hydrated, you're more tired, you didn't eat the right things. Like, life happens, all these stressors come in. You're not going to see instant results all the time, but if you expand that over the course of months or a couple of years, you're going to see massive improvement.
Totally. My riding's a perfect example of that. There's a stretch where I was looking at it and like, I suck, I'm not getting any better. But then if I detach, look back, how much better have I gotten in a year? And I can just see, wow, I've made some huge changes, huge improvements.
Totally. Yeah. Because you stopped analyzing. Yeah. You stopped analyzing the micro data,
Yeah.
So I think that's an important thing too, is just stop looking in the mirror, and start expanding your timeline a little bit, and you will see some results, and part of that probably comes back to too as well. Like, for me, it's non-negotiable. So I don't need to look in the mirror because I know what's going to happen. And then when I do look back over time, I can say, damn, like I did do a lot, right? And that helps push you forward, right? Which kind of brings me to the next point, which is keeping momentum. Always getting the ball rolling is always the hardest part, man. You're kind of rolling it up that peak. And then I feel like once you build it up a peak and it starts to go down the other way, it's so much easier.
Oh, for sure. And you're also building those habits, right? Like, once you've done it so many times and you just, it's time to go, to go get to work, or time to go do what you need to.
Totally. And it probably depends on what you're doing, but I thought I heard a thing once that was like, I want to say 21 day.
Yeah.
Was that what?
To build a habit. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like fitness or something might be a little more than 21 days, because you could grind through 21 days, 3 weeks, and you're like, what the hell with this?
Totally. Yeah. I'm taking a break.
Yeah. My body hurts. I'm tired. Forget this. Right.
Yeah.
But I guess in the spirit of that, you can say you have to give something time to build habits, but yeah, keeping momentum is another big one too, because the more progress you make, you're going to be less likely to want to screw that and go backwards, so it's just going to keep pushing you to do more.
Yeah. And while you're trying to build that habit, I find it's very important to track it as well. So don't look in the mirror every single day. And like you said, you analyze that micro data, but at the same time, I feel like it's important to know where you've come from and the improvements that you are making.
Totally. Yeah. I would say metrics can be a double-edged sword, good and bad.
For sure.
And so definitely there's a couple of things probably to keep in mind going in if you're going to be looking at metrics, right? Mm-hmm. So let's take lap times on a dirt bike, for example. Definitely if you're using that as a metric, it can help show you some progress, right? Which is fantastic. Hey, he's getting faster. This training that I'm doing, all that stuff is paying off. Fantastic. But also, if you have a couple bad days, and I have lots of days where I feel like I get on there, dude, and I'm like, who am I riding this thing? Like, I can't ride this thing to save my life. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have some bad metrics, right? So that can definitely hinder things as well. But so it's tit for tat.
Couldn't you then take the bad metrics and be like, why am I riding poorly today? What's my sleep like? What have I eaten?
Yeah, but people don't do that, do
enough.
They? Right? We instantly go, I suck.
This is worst. I'm never dirt biking again.
Totally. Yeah. We have this ability to just be so hard on ourselves about things and not take that opportunity to sit back and go, yeah, okay, hold on. Well, I didn't sleep last night. I worked all day. Maybe I didn't have enough for my lunch or whatever that is. Yep. I'm super dehydrated, blah, 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 blah. All these different things. But we don't do that as human beings, right? We instantly go, I suck. Forget this.
I'm going to go buy a new gear set. That'll make me faster. Yeah, that's totally. What I do anyway. And it works.
Yeah, totally. Look good, ride good. Uh-huh. But just not being so hard on yourself. I do like metrics. I use metrics for stuff too, right? But like, for example, my running pace, I've been trying to increase my running pace and I've definitely hit a wall in the last little while. And just using myself as an example, I feel like I can't break past a certain pace running.
Oh, I have a perfect hack for that. Guarantee you, it'll solve your problem.
Is it drive a car?
No.
Oh,
have you tried running faster? just run faster. Whatever you're doing right now, just do it faster.
Just move the legs quicker.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Thoughts?
That's science.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give that a try. But if I go out to do whatever it is, between say 5 and 10K, I have this idea in my head, okay, the first kilometer, you're kind of just getting warmed up, getting the lungs going, blah, blah, blah. And then after the first kilometer, you need to start pushing it. And, every kilometer that I do, I'll get a little notification. I'll look down and see the time. And if it's not as fast as I would like it to be, I start being hard on myself, right? I'm like, oh man, like I just don't have the gas in the tank today. Mm-hmm. And I definitely feel like the last little while I've hit a wall and I can't seem to progress past what that wall is. But in the spirit of not being too hard on myself, again, I go, okay, look, dude, first of all, you're not a marathon runner. You're not built like one. You never have been, never will be. Okay. Second of all, you're not training to be a marathon runner. You do all kinds of other stuff, all kinds of, CrossFit or whatever. Yeah. And I like having some strength in my life for just daily stuff, picking the bike off the side of a hill.
Totally.
Right. Yeah. Having no problem picking it up and like deadlifting it on the side of a hill.
Dude, I was blown away at how hard that was. Like the 10 times I fell over. Just lifting that bike up and trying to get it spun around. That is work, man.
It is, yeah. It gives you a lot of appreciation for the off-road dudes, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, they really crush it. So, not trying to be too hard on myself, saying, okay, look, yes, you might not be able to run 5K in, I don't know, 12 minutes or 15 minutes or some ridiculous thing, right? Mm-hmm. But you're also not a string bean dude and you never will be. If I turn into the kind of guy that can run 5K in 18 minutes, I probably have a disease. To be honest, like my body will have withered away to almost nothing because it just came off the assembly line like this, man. Yep. So, giving myself a little bit of okay, hold on. I know that you're trying and I know that it seems like it sucks, but at the same time,
you can't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, totally. And I think we can apply that to whether that's riding or that's exercising or, a lot of things, dude. Just, man, give yourself a high five when you deserve it, when you've done something, right? Mm-hmm. And then if things aren't necessarily going that great, don't be so damn hard on yourself. You're still getting out. You're still doing the things you're trying to do. At least you're trying.
Yeah. It's better than you sitting on the couch playing video games.
Totally.
Good on you.
Yeah. So, man, I think, those are some things that I personally use. And again, I'll be perfectly honest and upfront. I still struggle every day with these exact same things. Like the things I'm describing you, I'm literally dealing with today. You know, I'm not making these up. I didn't read these off Google. These are definitely things that I use every day to try and keep the train going, you know, when it's not super easy. So on my ride today, I had a bunch of crashes. I was on the deck so much.
Your GoPro proved that to me today.
And that'll be in part three, I think it is. I know it'll be in one of the next vlogs that we put out, but yeah, I'm on the deck a lot, and which is fine. But I'm sore, and one of the things I did was I put some strain on my Achilles tendon, and they've been sore because I've been running so much. And I'm trying to stretch them and roll them and do all these things. And it is helping. But again, I'm just not built for it. I'm not built for running. My body wants to make muscle. So when it sees the calves doing the running work, they're like, ooh, we can build some more strength, right? They don't see it as, okay, we're going to run.
Yeah.
So, you know, even with the little Achilles thing, tomorrow morning when I get up, and depending on how sore it is, right, I'm going to go, damn it, man. Like, okay, I can't go for the run like I want to. So I guess I'm going to have to ride the assault bike for an hour, like an hour on that damn thing, dude. Is right, you know, and it's going to suck and it's going to be a struggle bus, but I have to do something, right? Yeah. So A, non-negotiable, B, give myself a little bit of a break. C, I've got the goal still coming of the outliers, right? To go, okay, I still need to get some blood moving today, keep the fitness up, because when I get out there, you know, regardless of results, I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm so tired I make a bad mistake. Yeah. Right. So that's the more important part to me. And then, just talking about all the other things we touched on. I'm literally doing those every day right now.
Well, I'm doing it right now. So I just got back from camping, another weekend at the beach.
Did you have s'mores?
Did I ever? No, I
haven't had s'mores in so long.
I actually said no to those Friday night.
What?
Yeah. I roasted the marshmallows out, but then I handed them off.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have been probably pretty deep in those.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would have at least had one or two.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just got back from camping. I did an 8K run camping yesterday, and I'm still at the point where I'm fighting with myself. Am I going to go work out when I get home?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just back and forth. Yeah, you know you should. Go do it. Don't be lazy. But at the same time, I just kind of want to sit in the on the couch and just chill.
Totally. Yeah. And that comes back to a couple things, right? Negotiable. You're allowing that argument to come in. Yep. And two, there's the lazy part of it where you're saying lazy. you should be doing it.
I know. I have no excuse. Don't be lazy. Just do it.
I know, but then you're like, yeah, but do I have to?
There's 8 new courses on Mario Kart.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
You know,
like I'm gonna crush. I'm gonna crush these levels, and then I'll do it.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I'll just get some video game time in first.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
man.
Where's your money, Mitch? Am I gonna work out after this?
I would say yes. Say yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you will.
All right.
Yeah. I hope. Yeah, I think you will.
Okay.
I'm not going to put any money in it because you control that.
Totally. I'm just going to do the opposite of what you
I'll
said.
take your $50, thanks.
Yeah, send it.
Yeah. But yeah, man, EP11, that's some stuff that, like I said, that I personally use every day to try and stay motivated and keep the train rolling, dude. It's not easy. I'm not, you see this stuff on Instagram and YouTube and these fitness people and stuff, and I want people to understand that that's not reality. I've competed at the highest levels in fitness, and it's never been that easy for me. It's always had days where there was struggle, and I didn't want to do it, and I was tired, and all these different things. But using those things we just talked about, that's how I managed to stay through it, and that's what I'll keep doing moving forward. I mean, shoot, man, I'm not getting younger, and things are starting to get more and more. So when I got out of my van today, so I got back from riding. We're gonna set up to do this podcast. And I jump out of my van, of course. So I went from like a 3-hour ride, right? Crashed a bunch of times. And then I sat in the van for an hour and 45 minutes to drive home. And as soon as I get out, like, dude, I'm stiffened right up, right? I'm like, oh. Because I didn't do any stretching when I was done. Yeah. I'm like, I got to get back. So I jump in the van. I step out of the van and I start like lurching across the driveway. And the neighbor's like, dude, did you crash? I'm like, no, why? And he goes, you're lurching around. And I'm like, I'm just getting sore, man. I said, the age is catching up. I'm a little more sore than I used to be, you know? But yeah, I think, it'll be no different tomorrow. I'll wake up and I'll probably have a few tweaks or whatever, and I'm going to get up and get after it.
Yep. Good for you, Mitchie.
Yeah. We're just going to stare at each other now.
Stare in your eyes longingly. It's actually the hat that I'm staring at.
It is nice, isn't it?
Oh, man, it's a beauty.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Just the people that are just watching this, maybe there's like 2 of them, I don't know.
Yep.
Or, listening to this.
The one guy from Texas.
Yeah,
We probably scared him off.
He's a trooper.
Yeah.
I think he's probably still here.
Do you ever touch base with you?
I don't think so.
No, he just watched 1 episode. That was it. And a random number 5 episode too.
And he's probably just drunk, eh?
Yeah.
He's like, on YouTube 2 a.m. Digs like 18 pages down the search, eh?
Uh-huh.
There we are. Yeah. No. But the music just cut right there.
Yeah.
Is that the end of it?
I guess so. Hit it again.
45 minutes. Wow, we're really doing this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, man. That's the end of the training for Outliers.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how this goes.
I'm excited to be there next weekend.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome to see.
So I'm hoping to do kind of a vlog for day 1, which is the Enduro Cross. And then another vlog for day 2 on the I don't know, hills, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's called a track. It's not a track. The course, I guess. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I honestly, I could comfortably train for another 2 years and be a lot more confident. I really think I'm kind of like bare bones in this, and shout out to Jeremy who took me out today to do some of the hills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I think there's probably gonna be a few people that are wondering how you're gonna do in this, like a moto guy coming across kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
Is that rare?
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. There's a fair amount of people that will, like, I've seen people go from sort of the off-road world into moto, but not so much the other way, at least that I know. Anyway, I mean, there's probably lots, but
Gotcha.
anyway, yeah, so I don't know, dude. We'll see. I think I'm not so worried about the course. I think I'll be able to get around.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the fastest guy to get around, but I think I'll be able to get around, which is, considering I was standing there with a camera last year going, how the hell does anyone ride this?
Totally. I just remember you telling me about it the day after and be like, people just kick their bikes down hills and
Totally, dude. They do.
Nuts.
They legit do. They just, I'm not riding it down, boot.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. But, and I did some of that today too. Not intentionally though. The hills were so steep that I couldn't pick the bike up. Like, as soon as I started to pick it up off the side of the hill, down the hill it went.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't exactly intentional, but.
Any bumps or bruises on the bike?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the graphics and stuff probably got a little scratched up, but I'm going to need a new set fairly soon anyway. So
Pretty hardy.
Yeah, they're not bad. The M7 ones hold up pretty good for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm really stoked too because M7 did 250 sets of number plate backgrounds and stuff for every rider in this event.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I think when we go sign up or do the registration or whatever the day before, we're going to get our custom. And so it has like the Canada flag and stuff, which is really cool.
Wicked.
Yeah, I think that's going to be awesome to see for sure. I'm not going to want to take them off. I'm going to want to keep them on there forever,
Totally.
So that's the other part too. So with a unique look of that bike, I'm like, well, I'll probably just take the plastics off and keep those as a keepsake because, maybe put them up or something.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to need like new plastics and graphics. So I'm like, oh.
just buy a new bike.
Yeah, totally. I'm just going to sell this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm not even that nervous about it because I'm just going to try my best. And I was saying to my wife earlier, if there's a section of track or course, whatever the hell, man, call it whatever you want.
Figure out what it's called, bro.
If there's a section that, I come up to and I'm like, nope, it's too risky for me, I'm not doing it, then I'm not doing it. It's not worth crashing and hurting myself or anything like that, and creating more issues. So
you could just strap the bike to your back and carry it.
I'm thinking about bringing a
harness.
A harness.
Yep. Full send, buddy.
Yeah, I got lots of dust in my throat still from today. I'm thinking about bringing a harness and I'll just strap it. Could you imagine, dude? Someone with a harness and then
walking up a hill like that, like a Sherpa.
Sherpaing your bike up. Yeah. That would be epic.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'll quite have that ability, but Yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. It is what it is. I'll just do the best I can. And like for the enduro cross, I'm just going to try and get around. I know I'm not going to be sending it off the logs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need to, dude. If I can get around and the bike's still okay and I'm okay, then that's a win.
That's a win.
Totally. Yeah. Again, signing up for like a world hard enduro event. Like, are you kidding me? You know, I'm not sure what I was thinking there, but I'm going to follow through with it. I can tell you that.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. Cool, dude. Well, that is episode 11. Kind of some how to stay motivated stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else to add?
I have a craving for Reese's peanut butter cups.
Weird.
Seriously.
Ooh, so there's a story behind this shirt.
Okay.
So for the people that are just listening, I'm wearing an orange Reese's peanut butter cup shirt. So I actually got this shirt. I had just finished a fitness competition in Savannah, Georgia. And we went, Georgia.
Georgia? How do you do a Georgia accent?
Well, you gotta, it's like molasses on the
Molasses.
tongue, a little molasses. You
Georgia?
just gotta roll out of your mouth. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Molasses.
Molasses.
Roll out of your mouth. So we went to what's it, Cracker Barrel or Crate & Barrel or I don't know, some like restaurant chain down there. Anyway, and they had this Reese's peanut butter cup shirt, and I was like in starvation mode from the fitness competition, like beyond hungry. So of course, anything with like Reese's peanut butter cups or chocolate or anything, I'm like, want it. So I got this, and I got a pair of oven mitts.
No way.
Yeah, they're Reese's peanut butter cups oven mitts.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Like, what the hell did I buy those for?
Do you still have them?
I bet you we do somewhere. Yeah, they're not in rotation. We just have like some super generic ones now.
They might be in your dishwasher.
Maybe. Yeah.
Why would they be in your dishwasher?
I'm not sure.
Because you're the only people in the entire world that use a dishwasher as storage.
Yeah, we don't actually wash our dishes in it. We shove we got a bread machine in there. We got a blender.
A bread machine.
Totally,
Nice.
dude. Have you ever made like homemade bread?
My mom does. and
Dude,
it's fantastic.
Forget it. You put that loaf. Oh my god. Okay, the way it makes the house smell is insane. But then, like the second it's like beep beep beep, boom, lids open. I'm pulling that bread out of there. Dude. Still hot, but I'm telling you, like you cut the cuppy, the end off, the crust. You put like a little bit of butter or something on that. Forget about it. Forget about
Have
it.
you tried any of the dill bread? They have recipes for dill
bread.
Money.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to try that because I do like dill. I
Yep.
do like dill. But yeah, dude, bread machine's in there. I got like a blender in there, but no dishes.
No dishes. The one thing you don't have in the
No.
dishwasher. Dishes.
No, yeah, I don't know. I've never used it since I bought the house. Go figure.
And the one other thing, my bike got stolen.
No.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
What?
We got it back though.
Okay, hold on. Rewind. Your pedal bike? Like
my dirt bike.
I see where you're going with this now. I
yeah.
see where you're going with
Uh-huh.
this. Okay, you had me going there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't, for the people that are just listening or watching, I guess, if you haven't seen it yet, iRide put out a new video of how we met Harry.
Yeah.
And it's pretty entertaining.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We come across them out in the forest. That was kind of a
Can you mix bush and forest? The Ford bush?
Borscht.
Borscht?
The borscht.
Borscht. So we're out. So get this, we're out in the borscht.
we're out balls deep in the borscht.
In the borscht.
How do we come up with stupid words on this podcast?
Because we're stupid.
It's 100% it. It's not because we're trying. We just mumble words together, and then what was the one I came up with like a couple episodes ago? You remember?
Man.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Borscht. We found Harry out in the Borscht, and yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. He bumped into some rocket fuel.
Yeah,
Went
he
for
did.
a ride on the dirt bike. We got the dirt bike back. So
Yeah, and now we got a new employee.
yeah, yep.
And word has it that there will be another EP2, I guess you could call it, or part 2 of how we met Harry
Well, yeah, we
being done in the future.
just got him into the van.
Yeah.
We don't know how we got him back here.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a story to be told.
So many hijinks.
Yeah, hijinks, shenanigans.
Shenanigans to be had.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we're just about an hour here. If there's anyone still watching, thank you.
Yeah.
Or listening, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we're literally just rambling on at this point, kind of BSing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we had intended for this entire podcast thing.
Yeah.
But
Have
yeah.
we got any questions people
I have not. No, have you?
Have we asked? Did we ask?
I think so. Yeah. Well, let's ask again. Go ahead.
If you've got any questions you want answered by Mitch, feel free to send them our way. It can be about anything at all. Dirt bikes, fitness, finances. Yeah, send it his way.
Finances? Oh my God. I will sink your ship.
Yeah, they might not be good answers, but he'll answer it.
They won't be. Yeah, I'll give you an answer.
Absolutely.
I would not follow it. I'm just going to be like, have you thought about purchasing motorcycles?
Such a good investment.
Yeah. So
we're wondering, I have one right here.
We're wondering, like, should we go with the lower mortgage rate and whatever? Like, dirt bikes, though. That's pretty much my go-to.
Yep. I hear electric's a thing now. Maybe you could get a few of those.
Dude, so speaking of which, the CycleWorks Calgary, and they're kind of going into a lot of dealers now, but they have these e-bike things, but they're not like a pedal bike. They're like, they have foot pegs like a dirt bike.
Oh, okay.
And they're like $6,500, but man, they are a fun time.
Can you get one for me for my birthday?
Yes, I will put it on the credit card.
Send it.
Like I said, not good with finances.
I will return the favor and get you one on my credit card.
Well, then, boom. You've got yourself a deal. Yeah, they're super fun, though.
Oh, that'd be awesome to try.
Yeah. If I had all the money in the world, I would buy one of those, yeah. Maybe a sponsor out there can get us hooked up with something.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, if you have questions or anything, by all means, let us know. And we'd be happy to answer them, man. I'd like to do like an advice section on this. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
The advice column, like in the newspapers back
totally,
in the day.
Yeah. Like the advices. Maybe you get the wrong advices. That'd be wicked, though, man.
Yeah.
So if you have them, send them in. We'd be happy to chat about them and give you our two nonsensical thoughts on them.
Yeah. Could be anonymous if you're embarrassed.
Totally. Yeah.
We won't tell anybody.
We don't have to drop names or anything. But I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, that's EP11. Thank you, everybody, for watching, tuning in, downloading the pod. We really appreciate it. Head over to Fit4Moto.com. Check out the free program that's on there. Check out the new content we always have rolling out, the how-to videos, all that kind of stuff. Head over to ourridesupplements.com and grab some of our stuff there. We got delicious cookies, wafers, all that kind of stuff. Yeah?
Oh, the wafers. So good.
Yeah, I got a box sitting over there you can have. Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah. I opened it up to, I was doing some reels with it, and then I don't need the box now, so you can have the rest. And there's just one missing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Cool. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Ciao.